Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first rebranded video, 830 RPG, and with a few updates in what we're looking like here on the visual side of things. Um, I'm back to OBS, Open Broadcasting Software, Open Broadcaster Software, and using some AI, of course, as usual. We generated a overlay. I've got a looping background and just some generic text on the center there with a signpost in the bottom right, D&D themed, that will be updated every video to show what the video is about, what the topic is, the quest, as it says. So we also have the music, the generic music that I like to use over and over and over and over. It's just the recurring free music that's copyright free, royalty free, all that, etc. So today specifically, we'll be trying out a software that you can find on Steam for I don't recall the price exactly, but it's roughly 20 or something dollars. I got this a long time. Well, got this, let's just say, earlier this year, and it's called a Dungeon Alchemist. It's a neat little piece of software that lets you generate dun maps for your tabletop RPG game. You can link it with, I think, Foundry, other tabletop software, but it's also playable too within its own environment. That's what I'm trying to figure out and do for future campaigns and one-shots. So let's go ahead and jump right into that. I have it here within our overlay. So this is the starting map that it generates randomly. I think it's typically within, let's see, when we mapped 50, looks like I had a 55 by 50 in my last test run, so we'll do that. What I want to do is make a level for our next one shot. So as far as uh, the Haunted House of Helm, that will remain for the most part within Roll20. I'm pretty sure that one's halfway done, judging by the fact that we finally got within the cast within that house, but that haunted house could take a while, if depending on how long I try to stretch out the whole concept of being in a ship-shifting, possessed, sentient haunted house. So that could be a whole other, 20 chapters perhaps. But what I'm thinking in the future of this channel, because I slightly rebranded our name, I went 830 RPG because the 830 crew was more of a group effort, and I've been running this channel myself for 95% of the videos, 90% of the videos. I have my friends, our DM Ryan, who was running the Bastard Company, and then Ian, who was one of the players, I handled two characters, two PCs. So, but for 90% of the videos you see in activity, that since I started this channel not too long ago, it's been me. And as I absolutely love doing this, so I decided to just kind of slightly rebrand the title to 830 RPG, maintain the 830 because it's literally a play with the time I typically start these videos on a day-to-day basis is 8:30. That was our original name because it was when my friends and I were available to meet on Discord to start our D&D sessions. So I'm thinking that's actually the title. So I used it, and that's what I decided to apply for this. So let's go ahead and not waste any more time, as I'm pretty good at, and we'll jump in here to Dungeon Alchemist. So I think we have a 50 by 50. Let's do a cave system. We'll do a labyrinth. It's actually pretty neat, or we can just do cave system as an elevation. We'll do labyrinth. Let's do, ooh, crystal cave sounds interesting. No water, no weather, obviously inside the cave. Torches. We'll do, and it looks like room placement is just a generic cave. So this software is powered by some type of AI generation of the levels, so there's a minimal effort to make the to make the actual levels themselves. So as you see here, we have a really, really, really large map with a bunch of paths and probably not big enough to put a token through, but we can always fix that. I'm just curious how it turns out. So with tokens, with Dungeon Alchemist, it recently applied a plethora of updates, which makes it more ideal to play within. Because I'm not looking to jump out of this to do it to play D&D or Lucky Throw within like another environment. I want to keep everything within one realm, basically, to play these games. So they've added a Steam Workshop, so you can download all these different types of tokens for free. And a lot of these are just randomly supplied. So you can carry these tokens around and place them if there's room, obviously, which we don't have much room with this map. Let's regenerate the map and make it something more open, just to showcase what the software can do. We'll do grasslands. Meadows fine, no snow. Still waiting for like rain, etc., but that's good for now. Half of it's the, theater of the mind. We'll do a lake. Hills, we'll do flat. Water level, plateau. 50 by 50 is obviously pretty big from judging by that cave system. So here's the lake. We got a small little canal there. And then let's go back to tokens. So there's some plants and foliage. We also have the different views. I prefer to use this view. There's much more freedom to it. So we'll go to tokens here and place just some as an example. The other characters I probably need to make some favorites, but let's do a archer, a bandit. Bandits are always the go-to for villains, obviously. You can see the grid is partially visible on the terrain that's within the settings menu. You can do a completely visible grid, or you can do partially. So I still haven't found a preference on this. I'm not really sure color-wise what to use, but I think we'll keep it right there, just for now. You can use the arrows to move your token around. Now, I also have a software called Tailspire, which is far more, well, to a degree, far more advanced, but it's more completely free-form building concept compared to this, this one does have placement of objects, etc., but Tailspire is way more intuitive, and it's way more involved, time-consuming to build your levels, to build your maps completely from scratch. There is no AI generation, so if time is a constraint with you, which for me sometimes it is, this software is recommended because it generates the rooms, but you still have the ability to place objects, and there's a good amount of items in this software, so it's ever growing. Like Tailspire is always in beta, this is also always consistently getting updates, but Tailspire is better to play. They're making that kind of the like a go-to. They want to have campaigns done with that, but however, it's a little more costly, and I also had that some time ago. But back to this. For now, I think if you have a lower budget, like me, Dungeon Alchemist is a good little way to create your levels and even play them if you want to just use multiple tools. As far as like I use Google Drive and Docs for my notes if I'm doing solo. And dice rolling, I also have to mention this, I almost forgot. With OBS, I have an overlay of dice. So I'm using a website to roll these dice. Let's say I'm doing my Lucky Throw game, and I do my 2 dice. The DM roll will be on the left, and my roll is on the right. The player roll on the right. So it's a great little website to use, and I think the website is called dice.b.ac. So dice.bee.ac. That's the website that I found and it has a green background, which you can chroma it out. You can key it out and overlay it on your videos, and you can do any combination of dice, quantity 2, and completely throw it, and it rolls kind of like the one in D&D Beyond's website that's integrated. And I'm using obviously a browser source to interact. So that's always on standby in the videos. So back to our little campaign here. And I'm noticing that the grid is actually slightly hovering over the ground. I didn't notice that before. Grid. That's actually pretty, I actually like that. So yeah, the grid's a little over the ground. But I was noticing the tokens were off at an angle. You can see the tokens peeking out of the grid, but that's just because it's like half a foot. But that's totally fine. So we have a bandit here. Let's say we're a fighter. And if the fighter is not the gender of your character, you can always just, go with it, pretend it's the gender of your character. I also found sorry, my cat's playing with a piece of paper. I also found a generic token, which is just a here, my computer's playing catch up with me as usual. This is just a generic token, which again, just pretend it's something else. So there's also first person view. So then we have you can walk around the map and first interact, and then back to the GM view. So the token color, you can change them because some of these tokens are not painted, while some are. So for me, I really don't mind if they're painted or not. Uh, the fact I'm using a software to do our campaigns, hopefully in the future, is a step up for me in my opinion. Um, but Tailspire, I'm sorry, Dungeon Alchemist is a great little tool that I've had sitting on the shelf, on the Steam shelf, for too long, and I think it's time to pull it out the box. And I'm glad I did because there's been a plethora of updates. So let's build a room, show you how it works. This is the tavern. We have a hallway right here. Also, the fact that this is next to a lake. We have a kitchen, and doors are automatically placed. All the objects are automatically placed. You can move them around. So we've got objects. We can use your scroller to spin them, and you can precisely put them where you want them. You can change the color apparently. Again, there's all these other ones you can have some fun with. There's a well that we don't need, or it's a it's a just a pod. But that is Dungeon Alchemist to a very, very simple degree. There's also a lava pool. That's pretty cool. We'll do that. Spin them, and the lava's actually changed color too. So it looks like the lava's different colors. But that's actually pretty cool. I like that. So my idea is just to use this and do the campaigns with using Google Drive Notes to keep track, which I don't. So in the past, I would show you guys my Google Note, my notes, but in reality, it doesn't really matter, in my opinion. I think I'm gonna just keep them on the sidelines and just have them in my person, while you guys are just enjoying the visual, um, and just again the imagination of the whole concept of this. Uh, but yeah, this is how I want to basically move on with our one shots or campaigns. The fact that we'll basically play like this, saying that our character, so you can go through doors. That hallway's a little too thin. So let's go back to the hallway. Let's just expand this entrance. And then we'll take away these random unnecessary sidelines. There we go. And our token disappeared. Oh, he got erased. So I think you can open the door. Yep. So just for the fun of it, the door opens up. And for example, if I was in here, I would go, if I'm playing solo, I would go into the Oracle, our AI Oracle, which is obviously in GPT or rolling or hugging chat. And we'll work our magic and decide what's going on. I would say that there is some crates here I'm going to loot, like this one, for example. I will loot this one right here, and then we would basically do the Oracle what I find, or if it's scrapped, etc. So that's pretty much the concept in a nutshell, what I want to do with our future videos. So not only is this trying out really simply Dungeon Alchemist, but it's also conceptualizing future videos. The fact that this has, again, my channel's kind of revolves around AI to an extent as more of a tool, and this game or the software has AI built into it to generate, to at least generate the rooms. So yeah, I mean, there's really nothing more to chat about. For now, I think this is just an example, and as always, thanks for watching. This is the 830 RPG. Now, I'm Lex signing off. I'll see you guys next time.